This time, unfortunately, there are Dragon Ball settings that have been abolished, so I would like to introduce them. In Dragon Ball, there are settings that Toriyama-sensei forgot, but there were also settings that were abolished due to adult circumstances. I previously introduced settings that were rejected, but since these are settings that disappeared, despite appearing, please watch until the end. Master Roshi was immortal. Speaking of Master Roshi, he is a character who appeared from the early days of Dragon Ball, and in the beginning, he was worshipped as the god of martial arts. Such Master Roshi presents the flying Nimbus to Goku, who saved a turtle at his first appearance. But the truth is, he tried to call the Phoenix to grant Goku eternal life, but it turned out the Phoenix had died of food poisoning. Of course, I think it wouldn't be strange if Master Roshi, who was an acquaintance of the Phoenix, had been granted eternal life. As evidence for that, when approaching the King Piccolo arc, it was revealed that Master Roshi had a body that would not die by drinking the water of immortality. It is uncertain whether this water of immortality can be obtained from the Phoenix, but after this, something outrageous is revealed. Master Roshi said, "There is no such thing as the water of immortality," revealing that the water of immortality does not exist in this world. As a result, Master Roshi, who used the evil containment wave against King Piccolo, ends up dying from the recoil. But what has become taboo, as an unspoken agreement in Dragon Ball, is an entity possessing an immortal body or obtaining that ability. There are exceptions, such as characters who become immortal like Garlic Jr. and Fused Zamasu, but that is only if there is a guarantee they can be defeated. If they become immortal, it is basically difficult for Goku and the characters who have appeared so far to solve it, and the story would rot, so they probably don't appear. The only things that can defeat an immortal person are probably Zeno's power of erasure, the evil containment wave, or a special seal. Therefore, if it were a development where Master Roshi, a complete ally, fought King Piccolo and didn't die, there would be no sense of realism, so it was likely abolished. By the way, Master Roshi was 319 years old at the time of his first appearance, so because there was a setting of immortality, it probably became such an unreasonable setting. Vegeta's hair was red. Vegeta currently reigns as a very popular character in Dragon Ball, but did you know that his hair was red when he first appeared? Goku and Piccolo defeat retcons, but Vegeta and Nappa appear after hearing information about the Dragon Balls via the Vegeta and Nappa appeared at that time, but Vegeta's hair was slightly reddish, creating a slightly different atmosphere from the current Vegeta. However, it has been revealed that this Vegeta, with red hair, was an anime original mistake by the production staff. At this time, anime was in a state of being broadcast weekly, and there was often a phenomenon where the anime caught up with the original manga. Therefore, Toriyama-sensei had to decide the color visuals of characters appearing in the anime, while continuing to write the serialization. But because it was judged that he wouldn't make it in time, when deciding the color visuals, Vegeta's hair became red without permission. After that, Vegeta's hair became black due to a change instructed by Toriyama-sensei, but if it had stayed red hair, it would have been Super Saiyan God, right? By the way, the color of Vegeta's initial setting, red hair and Super Saiyan God's red hair, are slightly different in tone, so please check it out. Animal humans. Unlike other manga, one of the features taken up as a characteristic of Dragon Ball is humans with the appearance of animals. These humans with the appearance of animals appeared frequently mainly until the King Piccolo arc, but they became rarely seen. Looking at the depictions of ordinary citizens appearing in the Cell arc and Majin Buu arc, the existence of humans with the appearance of animals is truly non-existent, but there was a clear reason for this. Actually, this setting is explained in the game Kakarot, and it seems animal humans increased due to a drug called anamorpholine, made by a company called Magical Pharmaceuticals. The reason animal humans are no longer seen in modern times is that the effect of the drug wore off, and everyone returned to human form. However, there are also those who cannot return to human form due to the influence of defective products, and it has been revealed that one of them is the king. It is more correct to say that this is a setting that disappeared due to a clear reason, rather than a setting that was abolished. Potara appears as one of the power-up items in Dragon Ball, and it is showing great success up to the present. The first was used in the battle with Majin Buu, who absorbed Gohan, who was the strongest single warrior, and the second was used in the battle with fused as a... However, at the time of its initial appearance, Old Kai said that once Potara is used to merge, they cannot return to being two people. However, Goku and Vegito, who became Vegito using Potara, had their fusion dissolved by bad air as soon as they released the barrier inside Majin Buu's body. As a result, Goku and Vegeta succeed in separating safely, but the cause of the separation was revealed in Dragon Ball Super. Actually, it seems that fusion, not dissolving with Potara, only applies to Supreme Kais, and in the case of ordinary humans, they return to normal in 1 hour. Certainly, it was Old Kai who said fusion wouldn't dissolve, but Old Kai probably made a mistake because he hadn't seen humans fuse before. As a result, currently, the concern that they have to live in a fused state has disappeared, and it has become usable freely. However, probably at the initial stage when Potara appeared, I think there was no setting that the fusion would be released after 1 hour, so I introduced it. Senzu Beans, an essential setting in talking about Dragon Ball, and an essential item that has saved Goku and the others many times is the Senzu Bean. Senzu Beans are the strongest recovery item that fully recovers wounds and stamina the moment they are eaten. But did you know there was another setting when they first appeared? Senzu Beans are beans grown by Korin, and they appear when arriving at Korin Tower with Yagi. Goku, who couldn't move properly due to hunger, became full the moment he ate one Senzu Bean handed to him by Korin. Senzu Beans were the ultimate nutritional item that could stave off hunger for 10 days by eating just one, but that disappeared before anyone knew it. Since receiving Senzu from Korin, they have been used in many scenes so far, but no one has become full. On the contrary, despite being able to stave off hunger for 10 days, no one said things like "my stomach is full," and they only reacted to stamina recovery. In this way, between the Senzu at the initial appearance and the current Senzu, only the setting of staving off hunger for 10 days was excluded. Tails. Saiyans like Goku and Vegeta always have tails growing, but this setting has also been abolished now. At the time of first appearance, the tail setting was valued, such as tactics using the tail, Great Ape transformation, and the loss of balance that occurs when losing the tail. Furthermore, not limited to Saiyans like Goku and Vegeta, a tail was also growing on Gohan, who is a half-breed of Earthling and Saiyan. However, following Goku, who lost his tail from the King Piccolo arc, Gohan and Vegeta also lost their tails in the Saiyan arc. After that, when entering the Frieza arc, Vegeta, who was worried about his tail by Frieza's subordinates, said it will grow back soon. But it never grew back since then, and on the contrary, characters who should originally have tails like Trunks and Goten didn't have tails either. However, there is a possibility that they pull them out regularly because they no longer rely on Great Apes, whose combat power only increases 10 times due to awakening to the existence of Super Saiyan. But since tails were actually not confirmed on Universe 6 Saiyans appearing in Dragon Ball Super, it seems the tail setting has been completely abolished. However, since the tail setting reappears in Dragon Ball GT, I'd like to know the truth about whether Dragon Ball Super intends not to connect with Tien Shinhan. Tien Shin has relatively many techniques among the warriors, but did you know he can reflect the Kamehameha? Tien Shinhan receives a Kamehameha when fighting Yamcha at the World Martial Arts Tournament, but he reflected it. After that, seeing Goku trying to shoot a Kamehameha at the same World Martial Arts Tournament, Tien Shinhan tries to reflect the Kamehameha again. But seeing that, Master Roshi revealed Tien Shinhan's characteristics, saying, the Kamehameha itself doesn't work, regardless of size. After that, despite the Kamehameha being the most used technique in Dragon Ball, Tien Shinhan's characteristic was never utilized. Especially when Perfect Cell and Gohan had a Kamehameha duel in the Cell arc, it would be strange that he didn't stop it even though Tien Shinhan was nearby. If it's Tien Shinhan who can reflect Kamehameha regardless of size, nullification is possible even if it's a Kamehameha that can destroy the solar system. And I think he could have unilaterally nullified only Cell's Kamehameha and defeated him more easily, but this was also probably abolished. The relationship between Tien Shinhan and Chiatsu. Tien Shinhan and Chiatsu always act together, and it looks like Chiatsu adores Tien Shinhan. But did you know the setting was different at the initial appearance? Actually, it has been revealed that the relationship between Tien Shinhan and Chiahatsu was that Chiahatsu was superior in the movie Mystical Adventure. However, that was a superficial relationship, and actually they seem to be friends, and as evidence, there is a depiction of Chianatsu calling Tien Shinhan. Like this, it is interesting to think that there are abolished settings, even in small details like the relationship between Tien Shinhan and Chiatsu. Goku's eating. Speaking of Goku's image, it is an image of a big eater, and being a Saiyan, a combat race, he is still a big eater without change. However, have you noticed that a clear difference between Goku at the initial appearance and the current Goku is that he gets hungry during battle? Goku at the initial appearance often got hungry and his battle power dropped drastically, becoming a reason for defeat, but currently, he does not get hungry during battle. Probably, if he gets hungry and defeated during battle like the early Goku, it would lack dynamism, so they abolished it. Even if he awakened to Super Saiyan in the battle with Frieza, if he couldn't move due to hunger, I think Dragon Ball wouldn't have become this popular. I think it's amazing that they abolished the setting where battle power drops drastically due to hunger, like in the initial appearance, and kept the setting of Big Eater. So, this time I introduced the content of abolished initial settings, but which one did you like? There are other abolished initial settings in Dragon Ball settings, so I would be happy if you could tell me in the comments section.